Good evening, my loyal Costomaniacs. Once again, it is your old friend, the nefarious archfiend, the wrathful and victorious teacher of evil, Uncle Chuckie, and at the other end, we have Dr. Mulder, otherwise affectionately known as Brad, who is still recovering from 4th of July, when he nearly got himself blown up. So
Yeah, friendly fire.
Sir?
Oh man, but yeah, how everything went great. I got to spend time with some fine military people there for the 4th, and it was. I tell you, Chuck, no joke. I think some of the finest Americans are members of our U.S. military. I kid you not. I wish more Americans would take their lead. It's nice to go into a
And
parking
get
lot.
shot at?
No. It's nice to go into a parking lot, and it doesn't make any difference whether or not you lock your car because nobody's going to mess with it.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah, well, you gotta get past the 14 gates and, barbed wire and the landmines and
yes.
unidentified flying objects going over the space that we're not supposed to know about. Uh,
Oh man, I did not see any of that, but I'm willing to bet it exists, or I was close to it. Probably within a 4 or 5 mile, radius of where that kind of activity goes on.
I would not be at all surprised.
The thing about it is, you never tell what everything that you have, and they're always complaining about, oh, the military has the crappiest missiles and the crappiest planes, and I think it kind of goes back to the art of war. When you are strong, appear weak. When you are weak, appear strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we've had secret aircraft ever since the Revolutionary War, when my ancestor William Waldron III flew his balloon over the British positions at LaGuardia Airport and attacked their balloons from his.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right. A dogfight, so to speak.
Yeah, they had sort of, well, it was sort of like, these muzzle-loading anti-aircraft cannon and that couldn't hit anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Give me a break. Yeah, I mean,
well, it is interesting. In the Napoleonic Wars, some Frenchman was indulging a fantasy of Napoleon launching an attack on England with balloons.
Okay.
Yeah, big balloons, like boats hanging under balloons firing cannon.
All righty then. Back then.
So, hey, the French, not a few years later, had airports with balloons and ships firing cannon. We just don't know about it.
All righty.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny. You look at that old print, and there was no way a hot air balloon of that period could have lifted a cannon of that period.
Oh, geez. Tell me about it. Yeah. Well, speaking of explosions and history, did you ever read those links I sent you about the?
No, I haven't had a chance to.
Oh, okay. The Black Tom.
I've been busy. I've been working on stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I was discussing this with my military buddy, and I mean, this guy has 2 PhDs. He's not an idiot, and we were discussing this, and he says, I do not remember that happening, because supposedly from that explosion there was.
Is that old?
Pardon me?
You said you didn't remember it happening. He was that old?
Well, no. You see, he went to he actually went to.
No, I'll be honest with you. If I heard of it, I've long since forgotten it.
Yeah. Well,
I really only know of 2 huge chemical explosions in this country, aside from the thing in the Civil War when they tried to blow a hole in the Confederate lines. And one was it wasn't really in this country. It was the Halifax, Nova Scotia explosion.
Right.
During World War I, which leveled Halifax, Nova Scotia. a French ship carrying all sorts of ammunition and explosives went off in Halifax Harbor.
Okay. Okay.
And then there was an explosion in Texas City in 1947, which blew away Texas City.
Oh.
And that was caused by an imbecile longshoreman who was smoking on the ship filled with nitrates.
Well, that was not a bright move.
Well, we can't, you couldn't do anything about it to him afterwards because they never found him.
Yeah, yeah, he was
I
definitely.
think pieces of him are still in orbit.
Exactly, but supposedly, according to history, because of that explosion, the Statue of Liberty suffered damage. The torch was severely damaged. Also, there was two large gouges in the front of the gown, or on the gown of the front of the statue. And so I even saw pictures. Supposedly,
did it improve the face any?
Pardon me?
Did it improve the face any?
I don't think so.
It's still ugly, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a man. That's all I got.
It really, actually, supposedly the model was the sculptor's woman. It was designed for actually, it was supposed to be at the Suez Canal.
Ah.
Yeah, because the French actually built the Suez Canal. And the French government officials who ran the work at the Suez Canal took one look at that statue and said, absolutely not. We do not want people being frightened away from the canal. They will see this face, they will turn to stone.
Oh, jeez.
Let's give it to the Americans. They'll take anything.
Yeah. Well, I've even seen pictures, and this day and age, it could have been Photoshopped, but supposedly they are legitimate pictures of Ronald Reagan in front of the statue right before they did the renovations back around, I think it was 1986, and you could see the gouges in front of the statue. I mean, holes in the statue. And I've talked to everybody. They said, I do not remember this. And
I don't recall ever hearing about it either. But again, it's not the sort of thing I probably would have even noticed.
Well, I mean, that's supposed to be like the first, foreign terrorist attack on U.S. soil, supposedly. I figured after 9/11, somebody would at least said something about it.
Yeah, which maybe, either that or maybe, something else. I don't know. Also explosions can happen for a lot of reasons. If it's that big, it'd be kind of hard to hide. There would be newspaper articles and records all over the place.
Right.
People would have written their recollections of it. Like we were having breakfast, and all of a sudden there was this horrible explosion, and we were blown through the ceiling into the servants' quarters.
Oh yeah, I mean, and supposedly this caused havoc around New York City.
I say, there would be a lot. If it happened, there would be a lot of records. So I'll have to do some digging.
Yeah, I mean, and the sites I gave you, one was from the History Channel, and the other one was from the National Parks Department. So I mean, I gave you
Channel.
Yeah, the History Channel, and also
History Channel. Where they drive trucks on ice, and
yes, that,
and then they have people robbing people of their heirlooms, and the History Channel. Yes,
yeah, the History Channel. And the other one was from the the National Parks Department.
Wikipedia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you. Yeah, the National Parks. This is a federal government, website.
Like I say, if it happened, there's going to be lots of records.
Yeah. Well, apparently there was.
Like I say, things like that don't go unnoticed. I would think there would be a back issue of the New York Times which would say massive explosion at the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Immigrants caught farting.
Yeah, I even talked to my CIA buddy, and this guy, like I said, he was one of the top analysts for the for the company, and he he said he told me that his thing was geography. I mean, he was into geography, and I started pointing out South America, and I asked him about that. And he said, "Holy shit!" He says, "I do not ever remember South America being that far out in the Atlantic." He said it was almost well. Yeah, that comes to the next thing we discuss.
I do. This is no surprise.
Okay, and also he has been at the Panama Canal. He is actually physically in. He said it went when he was there. It was going from east to west.
They always say it east to west, but really it is. In fact, I've got, oddly enough, a comic book from 1960
All right.
where
Well,
they mention how, because it's part of a puzzle that hero people have to solve. You know, where does the sun rise in the west and set in the east? It's the Panama Canal because it twists and turns so much.
yeah. Well, I mean,
So,
if you
you know,
look at it
this is
now,
not news. This is nothing
well,
new.
I'm just telling you, I was talking to a guy whose job was to know
Yeah, you
where
were
things
talking to
were
a
in the
guy
world.
who knows what, yeah, and who knows what he was taking. So, you know, let's be, come on.
Well, I
This
mean,
is stuff
I'm
we
sure
know. All
I'm
right.
sure they had urinalysis. I'm sure they had a urinalysis test back in the CIA when he was working there. So, but
I'm
no,
sure
this
they
guy,
did, believe me, but
uh,
that's beside the point.
yeah,
Uh, you know,
but
let's really, no, no, really. I mean, you know, this is stuff we've known all along. This is not, you know,
well,
and I have a rule. I have a rule. As a historian, I have a rule. I don't give a damn what people say they remember because people remember all kinds of things. I
okay.
have a friend who will go to his grave believing he was at a that he saw an incident that never happened. It was a party that never occurred in a place that did not exist.
Well, maybe in his reality existed, and
It
that
does
goes.
because I put it there.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you're
I
doing
mean,
something
really, I
for me.
put it there. I just kept telling the story over and over again, and he believes it. This, you know,
Okay, all righty. Well, like I said,
yeah. So,
it's
like I say, I mean, but this is stuff we knew. We've always known that the Panama Canal twisted and turned. We've always known that the tip of Brazil is really close to Africa. That's where these giant octopi are.
well, we also had that very same conversation as to why do some people remember things differently than others, and it goes
Yeah,
to the what we
because
think
their
is,
brains work different.
we think that we came to the conclusion that some people come from a different reality than others, and I'm just
Well, not
maybe
really. We all come from the same reality, but we interpret it differently.
there are multiple realities, Chuck. I'm sorry to tell you that. If you want,
No, no,
there
no, no, no,
there
no,
there
no,
are
no. You
quantum
walk into a
systems
wall,
from
that wall is not going to change because you think your reality is different.
well, I'm
Ah,
telling you, there are quantum physicists who would like to argue with you about that point.
yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm
well,
just
you tell me a
you
quantum physicist that will walk into a wall saying that the wall isn't there. The math is not the territory.
I would say that it depends on your reality.
My
So
real, well, I would imagine this is a shared reality that the wall is there.
okay, all right, all
Like
right.
I,
I mean,
or there is, of course, that one funny scene in the movie with Men Who Stare at Ghosts where the general gets up and runs into the wall and doesn't make.
oh yeah, and then yeah, I remember the last scene that, and the reporter was supposedly wrote, did the investigation on this, and he actually went through the wall. Yeah, I remember that.
Or he
Um,
did.
yeah, supposedly. But and I actually talked to Dr. John Alexander, who was one of the people who were involved in that
I know who
project.
John Alexander
You're
is.
right.
Yes, and so
Well,
does
maybe
everyone
the
else.
audience doesn't. So, but yeah, I actually met him, and he said that the that movie Men Who Stare at Goats, he said probably about 10% of it's actually based on fact. He said the rest of it's just,
Well, yeah, it was a comedy. It was a
yeah,
comedy. I mean, but the other thing is, you have to keep your feet on the ground, especially with what we do. You really do.
yeah,
Otherwise, you're going to fall into a rabbit hole, and you'll come out as a big worm.
yeah. Well,
I mean, so you really have to. You got to keep your head glued on tight. And if you start
yeah.
going into alternate realities, you don't know what you're gonna end up with.
Well, it kind of came to the point too. I think you remember the story about when I was trying to figure out how the hell does radionics work, and I finally saw this. You know, uh, I set a machine for that very same question for me to have the answer, and then about 2 weeks later, I see this video on the double slit experiment where basically to sum it up is that nothing really, everything is energy unless it is observed by a conscious entity, or either observed or measured. And so that kind of made sense to me because what we're doing is we're using consciousness in combination with the machines to alter
Well,
our realities.
you know the real reason that radionics works. And it's very simple. Anyone can understand this. It works because Uncle Chuckie says it works.
Well, you kind of go back to the double slit experiment because of your consciousness.
And the double split
your
experiment
intent.
works because Uncle Chuckie said, let there be a double split experiment.
Okay, all right.
See, you understand, you're talking to the creator of the universe here. Now,
Yeah,
once this is understood, all else is simple.
Well, let me resurrect Max Planck, and you two can have a conversation about it.
See where we could get, you see, this is where it could lead. You have to be careful with this stuff. I mean, I can say that, and I'll bet I could find someone who would believe it.
Well, I figured, you're such a great historian and all, and you don't even know about the Black Tom explosion, and that's like right
That's
up your
because it
alley.
never happened.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
see,
All right.
it never happened because that was an alternate reality. See, this was a different reality, and it was a different universe where that happened. And so what has happened is somebody tapped into that different universe, and now they think that it happened here. But it didn't happen here. It happened there.
Chuck, you are a freaking genius. You just figured it all out, all by yourself.
I am having fun with you. I am having fun with you. But I think actually, okay, either it happened or it didn't happen. Let's assume it happened. Okay, if it happened, how come nobody remembers it? It's a good question.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is I have to look at the date. Because things can happen, but you're going to have so damn many things else happening at the same time.
Okay, I'll
that
tell you.
Nobody pays attention.
All right, it happened in the month of July, 1916. There you go.
Okay, that was probably something I would imagine if I look back at the date and really started digging, I could find reasons why people didn't remember it. Or it was very localized and people remembered it there, but it didn't resonate anywhere else because something else was happening. I believe this is the period, July 2016, was when we were actually sending John Pershing to Mexico chasing Pancho Villa.
Right, I remember the story.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the dates on this. But the point is,
so,
if something like that were going on, that would have wiped an explosion in New York off the news everywhere except in New York City.
Yeah, and I mean, but like I said, apparently there was severe damage to the torch. Do you ever remember in your history books of any kind of explosions or anything, whatever, damaging the Statue of Liberty?
No, but I never really looked for anything like that.
Well, I figured it would.
It might very well be.
Out.
Here's the thing. It might very well be. I am not the person to ask on this because, frankly, I didn't pay any attention to that. It could very well have happened, and I might have looked at it and my eyes glazed over because it wasn't what I was interested in.
I mean, hell, it blew up a freaking island right off of New Jersey, New Jersey, right next to New York. Yeah, I figured. And
no. If it had blown up a freaking island, every building in New York would have been leveled.
Well, there was severe damage over in New York City from the explosion. Apparently, windows were knocked out. There was a lot of damage, a lot of chaos, or whatever from the explosion. And I'm just saying, at the time, this was a major freaking event. Oh well, hey, I'm not going to argue about.
Like I say, it's not something I paid a lot of attention to. And there are a lot of things that have happened that I haven't paid a lot of attention to.
I am shocked by that statement.
Hey, just because I created the universe doesn't mean I have to pay attention to everything that goes on in it.
Oh, jeez, give me a break.
No, you don't get a break from me. You know me better than that.
But no, like I said, I was just wondering about that. But yeah, I was discussing. I had a very long conversation with my buddy over there at the base, and I mean, hell, we must have talked for 6 hours. And oh yes, we had a 6-hour conversation.
How much beer did that?
Yeah, we had a little assistance from tequila and lemonade. So.
That held it for 6 hours.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had a 6-hour discussion, Chuck. We talked about everything, and he told me the secret to women. He said the secret to men getting along with women. Do you know what it is?
I have no idea. After being married for 20 years, I've long forgotten.
All right. When a woman starts complaining about something or whatever, starts saying how bad of a day she had, a man's first inclination is to try to fix it, is to try to say, is there anything I can do? He said that is the
Yes.
wrong response. That is the wrong response. What you need to say and try to be as sincere as possible or sound as sincere as possible is, wow, that sucks. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to
Well,
say.
I suppose that would work. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course, I suppose it would work better than saying, well, what did you do to cause it?
Again, it goes back to do not.
I don't think, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That actually
Yeah,
does make about a sense.
yeah,
Especially since there's really nothing you can do to fix it
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. All they're looking for is a little empathy or a little sympathy.
Yeah,
That's all they're
basically,
looking
the
for.
truth is, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, really, if somebody says you've had a bad day, well, you can't say, what can I do to solve it? Because there's nothing you can do to solve it. The bad day has happened. Okay.
yeah,
So you gotta say, okay, that's horrible. What's for dinner?
yeah, yeah. Exactly. All you gotta say is, "Wow, that sucks." So, and that's it. Just basically to say, don't offer any help. And I thought to myself, well, damn, that is the easiest thing in the world to do. He said, yeah, but he said it goes against man's nature to say something like that. Man's nature is to try to fix it.
No.
Well, most men.
Man's
I
nature
don't know about you.
is to kind of bury your face in your hands and go, there she goes complaining again. Women,
Oh
women,
yeah,
complain, complain, complain.
I've been there also. I know how that feels.
Yes, I mean, yes.
You just kind of get to the point where, oh, damn it, this is hopeless. There's not a damn thing I can do except listen to this shit. That's all I can do. Just
Yeah,
listen.
exactly. What the hell?
What the hell? God. But I did get the greatest present a human being could ever give me, and you know what that was, Chuck? You're gonna love this. He gave me basically, like those little chemical activated hand warmers that you find like at the sporting
Oh,
goods.
yeah. Well, we have a lot of them around here.
Yeah. Imagine a
We have winter
full
here.
yeah, imagine a full size blanket that's made out of that stuff.
Oh,
It
Jesus God
my
Almighty.
hypothermia. I wish I had brought one of those with
You'd
me when
roast
I
to
saw you.
death. Yeah, you should have had a jacket lined with that thing.
Oh yeah. And I said, well, I got a feeling this is going to come in handy one of these days. But
That's
yeah,
true. You may find
yeah.
yourself in Wisconsin again.
And I told him, yeah, I told him, I said, you know me too well. You give me the perfect gift. Oh man. So the next time I'm freezing to death, I got, I basically a full body size hand warmer. That's, right,
Cool.
But anyway, I thought
I
that was
can
pretty
just see you
cool.
walking around wrapped in this.
Oh hell yeah. I,
Warmer.
oh yeah. I even got one of those military blankets they used to line their sleeping bags with, I guess, for in
I
cold
wouldn't know. I
weather.
never had a
Those
sleeping bag.
too. Yeah. I mean, hell. Oh geez. And I thought you must have got this on sale since it's the middle of summer because you sure as shit don't need it now. So yeah, you went down to PX and I get it. I get it. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah. You got all my gifts at the 50% off sale. Appreciate it, man.
Of course. Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, I usually hand gifts to people that I got from somebody else. I like to re-gift because
I do
people.
that too. I used to do that all the time. I remember when my mother was alive, we would get gifts that we could not possibly use and had no interest in.
All
So
right,
we
right.
actually had a couple of shelves in the basement of gifts.
Oh,
And
really?
if we had to give a gifts to somebody, we actually had them kind of marked who we got them from, so we didn't accidentally,
Uh huh.
some,
Yeah,
and
re-gift it.
say
Yeah.
like I had to go to a wedding or something, I would go
Right.
to the gift shelf, grab a gift, and
Yeah. And
sure.
yeah. And so, what kind of gift would your mother give to your aunt? Her favorite relative of all of them.
Which it would depend on which one. The one she tried to
Oh,
poison for
yeah, the
Thanksgiving, or
one.
the
Yeah,
one
the
who would
one she
try to
tried to
poison
poison.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That.
yeah, I remember when my grandmother, I don't know how she managed this and how my mother agreed to it, convinced my mother to have Uncle Dayton and Aunt Fran over for Thanksgiving dinner.
Uh huh.
Would not have seen more forced smiles than at a UN peace conference between Israel and Palestine.
Oh, jeez, man.
And Mother tried to poison Aunt Fran.
On Thanksgiving.
Yeah, she tried to
Oh,
poison
geez.
it, and she failed miserably. Aunt Fran got a little sick to her stomach, and that was it.
Oh, jeez. What, you give her like the chocolate X-Lax treatment?
No,
Or
she should have. That would have been better.
Oh,
But I
okay.
don't remember what she did, but she tried and it didn't work, which is perhaps just as well. I would have
Oh,
hated to have felt an obligation to visit my mother in prison, much as I
oh, gee.
enjoyed her being there.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, gee.
hey, after my mother's funeral, I drove home singing "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead."
Oh, God.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, did they actually remember how the fight got started between the two? Do they actually remember with?
Yes, absolutely, I remember, and it was idiotic.
Well, of course it's going to be idiotic.
Well,
But
this is absolutely idiotic. My father had his second heart attack in early September 1975.
okay.
Actually, it was over Labor Day weekend.
Uh-huh.
He was in the hospital for about a month recovering. He was at first he was doing very well. He was recovering, and he had a relapse. Ended up in intensive care for a couple days before back in the room.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, the day he had this relapse at night. That next day, a get well card came from Aunt Fran.
Uh-huh.
Aunt Fran, it was a funny card. Okay,
Right.
she mailed it. He was doing better. We expected him home at any day.
Right. Right.
Right? Opens the card and there is an X-ray of someone with their skeleton and a hunk of lead at the rear end and the caption, "Get the lead out." Okay?
Uh-huh.
A dumb, funny card.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Only problem is it arrives. My father's on a ventilator.
Oh,
He's
okay.
practically died the night before. And mother saw this card and she thought, she sent my husband a death card. She
Oh,
was wishing
geez.
him dead. Well, a
So
few
that.
months later, a week
Yeah.
before Christmas, Dad up and dies.
Oh, geez. And
Yeah,
that.
I don't like Christmas that much. Okay. Anyway, yeah, my father died on December 19th. Well, my mother always believed, literally to the moment she died, that Aunt Fran did some sort of curse on my father by sending him that card.
You gotta be shitting me.
No, I am absolutely deadly serious.
Really?
You got to understand something. When my father died, my mother went insane.
Yeah, you told me she did get a little wacky.
Well, beyond a little wacky at times. And this was part of the insanity.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So, but before that happened, I mean, did they get along just
Well, they
fine?
got along. My Aunt Fran was nobody's favorite people. Okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
she was she was a lower social class, and it showed. Um, she wasn't a bad person. She really wasn't. She just wasn't our kind of person.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
And, so, I didn't like her either. I found her incredibly annoying. But, it wasn't, you didn't wish her dead. At
Right.
least not normally, on rare occasions, maybe for entertainment purposes, but, no, not really.
Right.
And mother, after father died, Aunt Fran sent your father a death card. No,
Oh,
she didn't. He was getting better when she mailed it. What the hell's the matter with you? Aunt Fran sent your father a death card. Mother, you're an idiot.
jeez.
Aunt Fran sent your father a death card. Mother, try not to be more stupid than God made you.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
And, Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
You get the feeling I didn't have a lot of respect or use for my mother.
I get I get the feeling that there was a few chapters missing in that book, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
There's a yeah. Some of the pages got got mixed up a little. Oh God.
good morning, mother. Oh, damn, you're still alive. Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I have
got to
to.
grease the stairs one of these days, so help me.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, my mother was a little wacky back in her day too, until they finally got her brain chemistry right. And I mean, now she's a normal human being. She's a pleasure to be
Like I
around.
say, my father's death just totally sent her off the deep end, and she never really got back from it.
Yeah, I mean, those two were pretty close, weren't they?
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so I mean,
They
they
had
actually
my
had a
parents
good
had a
marriage.
wonderful marriage. They really did.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, they did. I mean, my home life, we made Leave It to Beaver look violent.
So what the hell happened to you?
I fell on my head when I was 3 years old.
Yeah, I remember the story. Yeah,
And I have no idea what got scrambled behind that, but
yeah.
sure did.
Oh man, you know, yeah. I mean, you come from a normal home life, and now that you're like the infamous Uncle Chuckie, the evil mad scientist, and I'm like, how the hell did this all get started? But then again, I mean, hell, you could probably say the same about me, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, things happen in life. Things happen in life.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I was the smallest kid in the school, so I had to be the deadliest.
yeah. Oh, geez. Well, the thing I learned about the military, and again, I was talking to my buddy, and he's a psychologist, and he gets to look at these things from a different point of view, and basically he
Mm.
says that you're taking guys with sociopathic tendencies and making them love you and getting them to do what you want them to do. A lot of these people, and I hate to say that publicly, but you know, I would rather have these guys, if they're prone to this kind of violence or whatever, to use it for a good cause in the protection of my ass.
Yeah, it serves a function.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's not all of them. I mean, it's just certain members of them that they're either a tad psychotic or or a little sociopathic. I mean, it just depends.
It
I mean,
helps. It
it
helps.
helps.
But that's those are the people you call generals.
Exactly, or heroes.
Yeah, yeah. Hero is another word for lunatic.
Oh man, exactly. And thank
I
God you
remember
have them.
my father every Memorial Day, and the parade would go by the front of the house, and every Memorial Day he would whisper in my ear, "Remember, son, those are the damned fools that got shot at."
Yeah. Oh man, but I mean, some of these guys liked it, and
Yeah. Oh, sure.
but
They get they get in the heat of it, and yeah, especially the way wars are fought now.
oh yeah, I mean now it's basically
I
automated
mean,
for the most part.
you look at the 73 Eastern, I think that it was a battle in the Iraq War, and not the Iraq War, the Gulf War, and an American armored unit charges through this smoke screen, finds a whole Iraqi division or something, shoots it to pieces, and loses one vehicle, loses one
Yeah.
Bradley and one man.
Uh-huh.
When you fight battles like that, and you don't take many casualties, so the odds are that you're going to come out alive.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like World War I where you're not coming home, so don't worry about it. You're going to die.
Oh
Uh,
jeez.
it's a different type. You're going to have a different psychology to being in battle itself.
Yeah. I mean,
There
and
was a
now we
great.
have
It
drones.
was a video from the Iraq War,
Uh-huh.
and basically because everybody had their own cameras,
Right.
So they're videoing the battles while they're in them. And there's
Right.
one where somebody, he gets so into it that he's standing on top of the vehicle shooting. And he gets wounded. And the sergeant says, "Congratulations, you got up yourself a Purple Heart. Have a cigar."
Oh,
I
man.
mean, there's an interesting psychology going on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we've created are berserkers.
Oh man. You know, and I one thing about it, have you ever noticed like all the targets now are the silhouettes of people? And the
Yes.
reason why, yeah, and before in the beginning, I think around World War I, it was just like a bullseye. You just be
Yeah, they
training.
use bullseyes, and
Yeah,
since really it's like the 60s, they used people.
yeah, and that way it psychologically numbs you.
Absolutely, yeah. That we set out to create an army actually after Korea,
Uh-huh.
because Korea was a mess at
Right.
all different levels. Set out to create soldiers that they would have no problem at all killing people.
Yeah.
That this was their proper place in life. There was only one little problem with that after Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
The only place they could work was the post office.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, they were unfit for civilian life. So you had the stereotype of the Vietnam veteran going berserk and shooting people.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't entirely a stereotype. There wasn't a lot of them that did. Of course, most of them, they reintegrated into civilian life pretty well,
Right.
unless they heard a loud noise
Mhm.
or somebody or their college roommate throws a book into the room and shouts "grenade," and they jump out the window. Um,
Right.
yeah, because we did pranks like that. But
Yeah.
but seriously, I mean, really, but generally, the bulk of them reintegrated into civilian life pretty well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones that didn't really didn't.
Right. Right.
And so they had to make some corrections in the system.
Ah.
But then again, you have you've been into a war, you have very low casualty figures. I mean, compared to, like, the Napoleonic Wars, the Battle of Leipzig, each side lost 60,000 men in 3 days.
Right. Right.
The World War One casualties, even the World War II casualties, we would never accept those casualties now.
Right. Right.
Uh, we just wouldn't. I mean, what the hell are we doing this? Let's just use poison gas. But
Jeez.
it's a different way of looking at the world, and a different way of looking at war.
Yeah. I mean, now we
We
have
don't fight
drones.
wars in those ways anymore.
Yeah. I mean, now we have drones, which is basically a glorified video game. You got a guy sitting
Yeah,
in,
basically that's it. Yeah, it's all
the
drones.
screen.
When we finally get our act together and decide to destroy Iran,
Yeah.
if Mr. Trump can stop saying stupid things in speeches and remember things besides how to flush the toilet, and not, we're not going to lose a man. We're, our model is going to be the Serbian War in 1998, which we fought, bombed Serbia into submission, and did not lost one airplane and not a single man.
Hmm.
And that's what's going to happen to Iran. I don't think there will be a single man on the ground in that war.
Well, I do know, and they've released this on the news, so I can tell you that I can talk about this publicly. I mean, they did send over 1,500 special forces over to that region, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
they're going to do that. They're going to send men into the area. Okay, but when it comes time to the actual fighting, they're not going to commit men. It's all going to be machines. If they commit any men, it will be after the possibility of resistance has been so mopped up,
Yeah.
that they'll just be going in to kind of cover the territory.
Well,
Territory.
I think what these guys are doing is just basically scouting for targets for the drones.
Yeah, basically, but they're basically there. Yeah, And if they were really there, why would that be in the news?
Again, it could be disinformation. Who the hell knows? They
It is
probably already.
disinformation. Anything, look. Anything in the news is disinformation.
I agree. I agree. Hell, I mean, half the people that work in the national news, broadcast news networks, I mean, half of them were, members of the CIA at one time. And that's no joke. That's not an over exaggeration.
Oh,
I
I
mean, I
got
think,
something.
yeah, what's his name? Brian Williams, the guy that ran NBC News. Hell, he was like
Oh,
basically the yeah, he was like the
I
public
forget what he
relations guy.
got caught at.
Oh yeah, he was a public relations guy for the Council on Foreign Relations. That Rockefeller bullshit.
Well, if they could have used perhaps someone who was a little less inclined to make up stories.
Well, that's his job. It goes back to that disinformation thing we were discussing.
Yeah, he
You know?
just got informed about the wrong thing apparently and got caught.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And
this is
Hillary
the
got
thing you
shot
got to
at by
remember.
a sniper. Yeah, I believe that one too.
But this is the point. Anything about troop movements, about ship movement, about aircraft movement is a lie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If anything,
Because
it's a lot more.
if they're really doing something that
Yeah,
matters, it's not going to be in the news.
I would say that is a correct statement. It's probably.
Let me give you,
Go ahead.
I have an example for you. Good one. The
Go
Gulf
ahead.
War.
Go ahead.
There was this big thing about they put about the Marines were on this island off Iraq, like I think it was 15 miles off the coast of Iraq.
Right.
And this was to fool Saddam Hussein into thinking that there was going to be an amphibious invasion.
Okay.
Okay. And he would commit forces to guarding against an amphibious invasion. There were no Marines on that island.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you could tell there were no Marines on that island?
No, how?
Why would you put troops well within artillery range?
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Saddam Hussein was dumb. He fell
Oh, okay.
for it. But anybody who actually looked at the map would know you're not going to put anyone there.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's kind of like the little joke the Allies pulled on Germany, by building all those wooden tanks and all that stuff out
Yeah,
in
that's
those
true.
airfields.
The fake army, Patton's fake army, and yeah, that's exactly what it was. Deception is, that deception is 3/4 of the battle. Make the enemy be where you're not.
I mean, that's right out of
Make
the art
them
of
look
war.
where you're not. Let Iran build up all these defenses to stop men invading, and then commit no men.
And then get them by the rear flank. Yeah.
And then commit no men. And let them shoot down a drone that has no value.
Yeah.
But it gives everyone a good look at what Iran has to shoot with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the craft of intelligence. That goes back to Alan Dulles, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's simple. Yeah, exactly. You're finding out what your capabilities of your enemy is.
Exactly. You just make them be the idea is to make them be where you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Because then by the time they can recover, you're already someplace else.
Yeah, you already strategically located where you can wipe them out anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. If you're going to attack Iran with nothing on the ground, you don't want them to know that. You want them to commit ground resources.
So that's probably what that was just to get them out there scattered around.
Exactly. Anything you see in the news about that, it ain't true.
Yeah.
That's not, that you look at that and go, oh yeah, this is, oh boy. Yeah, and I'll bet they fall for it.
Yeah, you're probably right. What can I say?
It's like the Gulf War. Before the Gulf War, there were all these ridiculous. We're gonna lose 10, 15,000 men. It's gonna be forever. And And I said it will be 5 days and 500 men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was right.
Huh.
The ground war lasted 4 days, and I think it was about 500 casualties in the Gulf War.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's not bad.
You know what I used for a model? The 1967 Arab-Israeli War.
Oh, okay.
It was going to be over desert, which meant it would be highly mobile, virtually all air to ground. Uh, the men would not be committed until defenses were neutralized. It would just be a matter of how fast can the vehicles can move to their stop point.
Right. Right.
At that. And it's pretty obvious. But people they don't have models. They use models that don't make any sense.
Right. Right.
We're not going to fight Iran like we fought Iraq. It's bigger. The terrain is different. We're not going to do that. You don't fight the last war over again. You're going to do something different. What's different? Commit no men. Missiles and drones. After the missiles and drones have taken out the offensive and defensive aerial defensive capabilities, then you use your manned aircraft to clean up.
Right. Right. Right.
And then you just keep pouring ordnance on them until they beg for peace.
Yeah.
You don't lose a single man.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly
Unless you have an accident with an airplane, you don't lose a single man.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how we treated our
And I'm sure that when Iran is removed, that is how it's going to be done.
Yeah. And what the hell was that bullshit with Carter and the
Oh God, don't get me going on that.
Yeah, let's get you going. Because
Carter was a chicken shit. Can we leave it at that?
Oh God.
Carter was a chicken shit. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more to say. Carter was a chicken shit.
He had like a desert rescue of the hostages.
All he had to do was just pick a city a day and bomb it into rubble. Just pick a city and just blow it to hell and do one city a day. We will keep killing you until they are released. And if you kill them, we will exterminate you to the last child. Simple. Carter? Oh, no. He has to whine and complain and be incompetent because it's, frankly, I forget who his defense secretary was, but he was even more incompetent. And the Joint Chiefs of Staff was totally incompetent. They had this lunatic Admiral Zumwalt who couldn't lead his way out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
You have all of these people, morons from the get-go. And you have a president who's a poltroon. The man, this guy was a submarine commander. He should know something about, what can be done. Oh my God. There's nothing to say about Jimmy Carter that cannot be expressed in the terms of strongest contempt.
Yeah, and some people of a certain political party just think, oh, he's just the greatest damn thing they ever had. Back in the 70s.
Well,
I'm just like, you
got
it.
As bad as he is. They're as bad as he is, and they're not worth listening to. And I don't listen to them.
God, I tell you,
I have patience with such things. I would have, if Jimmy Carter had removed Iran from the face of the earth then.
Oh, he got him reelected.
By a landslide. All he had to do, simply stand up in the White House and say, if these people are not returned within 24 hours, once that clock starts, I will wipe Iran from the face of the earth. And to the families of the hostages, I will say, if they are not returned, mourn them as already dead.
Yeah.
And then start the clock. And then Voice of America broadcasting into Iran would do nothing but time signals. Counting down. That's all that would be sent, was the countdown.
Yeah.
And there would be continuous video of missiles being prepared and bombers being prepared and ships moving into position, and the countdown continues. And see how long it would be before they cracked.
Oh yeah, and Ayatollah, oh, he'd be crapping his pants.
Exactly. You have 24 hours to kill the Ayatollah, or we will wipe you from the face of the earth. You will kill the Ayatollah. You will kill every follower of the Ayatollah and their families down to the smallest and smelliest infant. If one child is alive from them, we will nuke you to hell.
Oh. You know,
this is the way you deal with people.
Yeah. You know, if you handle it like that, we wouldn't have the problems we have today in that region.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But that was good old Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, the Russians,
like a peanut farmer.
Oh, I like the way the Russians handle situations like that.
Yeah, the Russians handle things like that very well. They just kill everybody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They would for example, if one of these Arab guys, whatever, kidnapped a Russian diplomat, for example, the Russians would kidnap a member of their family, political, somebody high up in the, in the political network of that country. And they would kidnap members of their family and start sending back parts.
Yeah.
That's the way to handle these assholes.
Target their families. Absolutely. And if somebody says internet, flaps their little impress and says international law, you say, who's going to enforce it?
These people, hey, we're playing by their rules. You
simply say, I don't care about international law. Who the hell's going to enforce it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or as we say in psionics, how do they propose to enforce it and live?
Well, the thing about it is...
Emphasis being on and live.
Yeah. Like I always say, I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. The choice is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It is yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I am everyone's worst enemy until they prove otherwise.
Oh, shit. Oh, everybody's guilty.
There are no innocents. There are only targets.
Oh, geez. Oh, what can I say? Oh, have you had any more success with the Shelley's Money Potion yet? Meant to ask you about that.
A little. Holiday week.
Yeah, holiday week. But it's still being quite effective on my end, I got to admit. It's just, I'm very pleased with the results. As a matter of fact, I talked to her and asked her if she would like to, come on the air with us and discuss magic and radionics, because she and I have done a lot of projects in the past, not just, stuff that you and I have been working on, but
that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I've been doing something with magic, radionics, and Second Life last couple days.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, this is kind of interesting. For people who aren't in Second Life, it's going to go over their heads. But basically, what I have is because I have land, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, what I did is I made a thing. It's called a prim, and basically, it's a building object. It exists in the world.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Uh-huh. We make buildings out of it and stuff. Well, this is just basically a flat thing, and I put a photograph of the target area on it.
Okay.
And then, while wearing my amplifying helmet, I put on a flamethrower in world, and just basically had flame appear over parts of the target, one part at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, because unfortunately the flamethrower just doesn't totally engulf. It's small flames. So basically I've been just hitting it with the flamethrower.
Okay.
And then sending that out into the ether.
Alrighty.
That target is going to get cooked.
Oh, nice.
So now we just wait for the results.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Well,
but that's magic, radionics, Second Life, and
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's I like to get her perspective. I like for her to share her perspective on this stuff with the audience, because like you and I discussed a million times before, magic and radionics just go hand in hand. They really do.
Oh yeah.
And
what was it? The science fiction author E.E. Smith.
Uh-huh.
In his last book, or his second to last book in there,
Mm-hmm.
one of the last book, wrote, and this is almost his books are a manual of psionics. You don't understand the books without understanding psionics, really. And he basically says, right, psionics is magic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would totally agree. I mean, they both were.
And in fact, his book Skylark Duquesne is really almost a manual on psionic magic.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, the only difference between sorcerers and people who use psionics is the tools.
We dress better.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same. I mean,
we dress better.
Pardon me
we
now?
don't pick funny red-filled sounding names.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We don't
yeah,
have long white beards.
Yeah, little womp. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we're just more normal. Sort of speaking.
But no, it's definitely it's definitely something that fascinates me. I mean, heck, I remember my very first customer of the wishing machine. I think I told you the story several times before. I'm not sure. Was some woman who claimed to have a demon inside of her house, and that was
you told me that.
Yeah. And all I did was
I used radiance to clear a ghost out of malevolent ghost out of somebody's house recently.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, with this particular setup, what I was doing was the only thing I knew about demons and that kind of thing was watching the movie Exorcist. Okay, so all I did was take something that represents, Christianity or Jesus or Christ, and I just projected that energy through a machine toward that target, toward that house. And she told me, yeah, exactly. She said, it said like within 3 days, it's like a gray cloud had left the house, and she was trying to sell the thing. That's the reason why she got the machine to begin with, and got I think it was like within 2 weeks after we performed that operation, she had got her first offer, and I guess she sold her house. But I was working with Shelly on that thing because I didn't know what the hell I was doing at the time. I mean, hell, I was like, my feelings were, if this is going to be a typical customer, I'm going to be out of this business very shortly because this is not for me. And
see, one of my favorite things to do is to send demons into people's houses.
And
that's fun.
I went through that, chain of events and sent that little bad boy down to Pensacola, Florida. And so, but anyway, neither here nor there. It, oh, by the way, after that happened, Pensacola had severe flooding.
Well, Pensacola deserves it.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I think that particular demon, from what you were telling me, if that's the same one, basically his thing is storms. Is that correct?
A number of those storms, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been working with one that deals with earthquakes lately, but
oh, no shit. Oh man, I think they have one. I think the first major earthquake was like Indonesia or something like that. Then
that today, I think.
And then like 3 or 4 days later, then we get this big earthquake in California.
Yeah, there's the Ring of Fire, and they just sort of move around it, and then they can circle and. Yeah.
Oh, geez. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, you're
a whole lot of shaking going on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. And what are you going to do? But I was.
And people we know in California are safe. How a small trailer is the safest place you can be in an earthquake.
Oh, okay.
Because they have no foundation, so there's nothing to break under them.
Yeah. It
just kind of shakes a little. As long as the gas line doesn't break, they're not. They're going to be fine.
Oh, geez.
So earthquakes are eminently survivable in a trailer. What you don't want to be is in a brick house or something like that. Then you're in trouble.
Oh man, I tell you what was it I got a buddy of mine lives off of Santa Cruz, which is south of Poopville, aka San Francisco, and he lives up there, in the up in the hills or whatever where the redwood trees are, and he said a branch off of one of those trees as big as some of your biggest trees that you'll see. You said a
Yeah, they're
branch.
big. Yeah, they
Oh,
make great furniture. Yeah, go
uh,
on.
well, it's illegal to harvest them now. You can't. Apparently
I
it's a
know.
felony or something.
Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, but the thing about it is, apparently, it's
That
stuff.
shouldn't stop anything.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
like I'm pretty sure they probably got these things under surveillance somehow. But yeah,
Details. People doing surveillance can be accident prone. It's not a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. I mean, he
Oh,
told me
I
he
don't
told
understand people sometimes. I don't
yeah,
understand. Oh.
yeah. Apparently, redwood is more valuable than mahogany. It's like $100 a
Right now, yeah, because
foot.
there's no
Yeah.
new redwood, so you've got to use the old stuff. But go on.
Oh yeah, it's all antique. I mean, you can't buy it anymore. I
Mm.
don't understand. But yeah, what are you going to do? It's just the
At
way it
least
is.
not legal.
Yeah. But that reminds me
Black
of
market redwood. Now that would be an interesting business if I were younger, but
yeah.
I'm not young
Oh,
anymore.
I heard of there was a guy that got really upset with the city council out there in California, and apparently he started planting redwood trees, and I think there was a couple other endangered species or whatever that were protected by state and federal law, and he started planting these things out in their front yards, like right next to a sidewalk, so the root system will start lifting up the sidewalk and the road and whatever. And he started planting these things around federal buildings and around government buildings locally and around all the houses of all the people that were part of the city council. And I think it took him like about 3 or 4 years to do it. But once those things established themselves, they couldn't, everybody realized, oh, you have a, protected species on your property. Sorry, Charlie, it's there. Can't do anything about it. And I think it caused a lot of havoc, or they had to get like
I
special
imagine he
permits to
would
do it.
because these are the kind of people who obey laws.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of like that.
There's such a thing as agricultural radionics. You can just, do that and they just die naturally. No law against that.
well, hey, wasn't that one of the first applications of radionics was as a
Yes. Yeah, outside of healing, yeah. Agricultural radionics. So yeah, you've got a protected species on your land. You set up the machine, the protected species either leave. If it's an animal, it leaves. If it's a plant, it dies.
yeah.
No problem. You didn't do anything. Nature,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
what are you
Well,
going to do? Find Mother Nature? Good luck.
but yeah. I mean,
What is the
years
matter
ago,
with people letting these laws get in their way? I don't understand this.
yeah, I know a guy that used one of our machines to fight against some kind of a blight he was having on his farm. I think it was
Yeah,
over in Virginia. But yeah, it's interesting.
I used it to get rid of ants this
Oh,
summer.
yeah. How did it work for you?
We haven't seen an ant in the house in weeks.
Excellent, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
It was really nothing. I took a photograph of the trailer,
Hmm.
and I took a picture no, I took basically a piece of paper and sprayed ant killer on it.
Okay,
Put the ant killer in the transmit side. Put the picture of the trailer in the output side. Turned on the machine, let it run.
excellent. Would you use just one of your basic machines for that operation, or?
Yeah, just a basic machine.
Oh, cool.
One of my older machines. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, geez. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So I mean, this is the problem. Protected species are not a problem.
yeah, yeah.
You can get rid of them legally.
Oh, hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh,
But
yeah, this
now,
is not an issue. I mean, you've got an invasive protected species. Um, well, too bad.
okay. Well, very cool. Well, I tell you what, I think we've been on here for a little over an hour now, but
Yeah,
what I
we've been
want to do
going for
is,
a while. You give me,
yeah, yeah,
hey, you put a speech in my mouth. Out comes your dinner.
yeah. Well, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and call it a night, and I need to talk to you more about scheduling Shelley for
Yeah, yeah.
for a
Let's
brief
see if we
appearance.
can do this.
Okay.
See if we can work it because doing a three-way with this system, I'm not sure how it's going to work. But
Ah,
yeah,
come on, the great and powerful Uncle Chuckie will figure it out, I'm sure.
Don't bet on it. But anyway,
Okay,
so you take care,
I will.
and I will be. Let me see. We'll stop recording in 3, 1, 2. Good night, folks. 3,